evidence do you see of autonomy in 2-year-olds?
Potty training is a huge one. That's a huge hurdle for them. She ended up big in that.
Yeah.
Self-help skills would be another one that was really big. Them learning to feed themselves, dress themselves, and those kinds of things would be hard for them to do. And those are areas that they can develop that.
It is a natural reaction for adults not to let child make mistakes. For instance, if a child is pouring a glass of milk for themselves, an adult will want to do the job for them so they won't spill it.
You have to let them spill it. They'll learn from their mistakes. It's much on the adult's role to not put that doubt and shame into them when you're speaking to them. So your tone of voice and the way you say things and how you say things and how you conduct your classroom is going to really affect that. And same for parents. You have to be understanding what they're going through.
How much of the difference between children who are displaying autonomy and children who are holding back is caused by temperament and how they are raised?
There is some temperament involved. I have come across caregivers who believe a lot in the first child, second child.
Mm-hmm.
That plays a part into it. Sometimes you can go along with that stereotype, but sometimes it just doesn't fall into play. There are some kids that are just naturally introverted, and you have to accommodate them and try and build their confidence other ways, because they just won't respond to the norm of what you're asking. So you do have to watch for it, but it is normal for you to see some that aren't confident.
What does typical psychosocial development at 2 years of age look like?
They would be on an emotional roller coaster throughout the day as far as their emotions are concerned. They would feel confident in showing negative emotions as well as positive ones. Social issues, they would probably, I'd say the norm, they would be very active, still play a lot by themselves. Watchers, they're constantly observing, and that's normal. Attachment to the adults in the situation is normal. Thinking how to cope with all those different emotions and all those different skills, and there's a lot to learn in that year or two.
What is an important indicator that they aren't developing in this area?
As far as emotions are concerned, I would say if they were very monotonous in their emotions, they're the same throughout the whole day or throughout the whole time you're observing. There's no change in the emotion. They don't get scared, they don't get angry, they don't get upset, they don't laugh when you're doing something funny. Those things would throw up a red flag. Sometimes language can be a red flag, but not all times. Some toddlers are just slow in developing their language skills, but sometimes language can be, if they're not even giving you baby talk. Or any verbal cues, that could be a red flag. Yeah, so if they're not giving you any communication whatsoever, then that's a red flag.
Got it.
If they're staying in one emotion for an extended period of time, if you notice they're angry on days after days after days and there's no change in that, they're not flipping on the roller coaster, then you know there's a red flag there.
Things to watch for.
If they're not building healthy attachments, then there's a red flag there.